Welcome to Friday. Yes. 48 after 7. A higher Kessben. Kessben 92.9. I sit down. I don't pay. Thank you so much. Voila. But you're my bigger fortune, I said. Nah. That's Maakye. But you're singing, I know. Kessben 92.9. It's about 9 days more to go for the special delegate election of the new Patriotic Party. And I don't pay will bring you a wrap up of their campaign. Said you now what you no Kessben 92.9. I began on Monday. Engineer Kwame Japan was in the studio. Lawyer Yambo Abia Sabua represented the land Kojo Chabate. Kessben 92.9. Miracle Abuaje represented the vice president, campaign spokesperson. Kessben 92.9. Campaign manager. Kennedy Ohene Akompe Kuwe Japan. We wrap it up on Friday's edition. But your Friday class is for number. On your Goban Tempa Papa. For the purposes of the public. One if you got a moment. And Tiadope, one when you're not say, I am a year, you might again come on. But your messages in the 0550 596 929 0550 596 929 0550 567 929. Now what you want? But your 4 prizes no accost. I pay Jenny Mo. But you never want to. And want you Benaba. Kessben 92.9. I sit down to one. Kessben 92.9. I sit down to one. I'll go for possible to studio and I won't call it. And I watch you come on across and we'll bring you a wrap up on all the issues. I said that'll be a great gift of our clinic for their Green Truth Technology Services, Best Brand Publications, Wamuadaroma, Wamunano Airboa, Eclipse and Joel Investors, solidly behind us and pay Nak Scientific of Water Yachi, Kanisa, Eta Yachi, and pay sponsors. We say a very big thank you. I remember you can't buy Yachi, Namana Club. This is a margin.
What's the speaker?
Yeah, citizen. Maakye.
Mejodo.
That important to say.
I'm down to pay a hatch. That's any hatches.
A hatch is actually what I need.
Nah, hey, I don't pay my mincho. Na mincha, now I'm the your friend, your band, the late. She says, hey, one.
Energy expected into social commentator. And young one.
Hey, one.
Dandam.
It's I pay the champion, the champion. Now you Ashafo.
Okay.
Nah, it's a
I have 48 for you, so just imagine. That maybe I fine. I'm one day home. I'm in business.
You think I'm there? Now, it is possible.
It is possible. Signal the clear. Kessben
92.9.
That's really I know. Who do I him
Oh, that's it. Propagandist. If you are a man for spinning now, will be put as now. Can't be put as it to me.
Who do I him
Oh, I be a bedroom.
as I'm going to say about my promises.
Sir?
Oh, yeah. So far, we need to be a new. I watch them, but said, "Dear Maakye, I'm best friend with the buyer." When I'm oh, sir. Come and then, I say.
Hey, where the young one?
Oh. Panama Benati. They said, me who title crabbing from a Binia Beno. Ben Maakye.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But your wabo title there.
So,
Executive Director.
Title Director, Center for Environmental Management.
Center for Environmental Management
and Sustainable Energy.
And Sustainable Energy.
A very credible,
civil society.
Objective, very sincere civil society. You will contribute to policy formulation and also to contribute to the policy dialogue. A bit me abwa. Ama yemai muha environment, I am very clean and safe. I am degrading polluted debris. Now, yes, I make sure say energy be able to sustainable. Dan kwa mano, you free mo kra kwa. Once over bano, benya be a use and say yasase. So, in the coming days, we in the policy space,
I look forward to that.
It is going to be one of the best civil society organizations, very, very objective. Wow, say, I love data. I don't want to speak out of data. And he said, I think that, I know that. I say, no, it should be very pragmatic information. Obit media ama abaya asesana adwen wo de opese oye ho and now boa my bad focus on
92.9 Asidankwa
and also to contribute to both local and international development. Nti ni nyina na ebeboa na send Mr. Speaker waso media na me say e dey pushing e be kosro many citizens so dey na me say o pushing go abi amame aka yenua
it is possible
the director of
the Hawk newspaper
ono so go push mami o there's a bi o de coin and my answer bi na e be ba akiri dey na me hwe say bi anka o mo no be frɛ na jomaga say dembe jikakra but I know say be ba because in rap production or a nice production yetiba bia na yetie say
signal na
clear say aja e betimi afa but now no so meti say nkrofo bi ko Kumasi no e binum so san ko Kumasi bi which means enya easy but him say it is possible and am bo binia ndi binia Mr. Speaker dey o ma no
that's all baby kana
but me will be citizen
yeah
or just so fifty ne ba ha just a question.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, a question maybe sir because I know probably 4 a.m. Me friend me I say
indict citizen.
Exactly.
You can't do this to citizens.
I'm not doing anything. Me friend be 4 a.m. say me nia. Me nia so ni fi. Na emwa. Se bi o free Elmina ne buy na se wini ba ne ba no pa you. I don't know. Sitting. I mean who the course na that you free ntem no do.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, you want to yanko.
Kessben 92.9 Asidankwa.
What I can do. But I have it on record.
Yeah.
And I would ask him there and I pay. He started by stating the position. In the position of his
civil society.
Yeah. As a very credible one. And I believe the institution is credible. But if he wants his own credibility to be called into question this morning, we will do so.
Oh, why?
He should prove beyond reasonable doubt that he called me at 4 a.m. What I have here on record is that he called at 6:21 a.m. So proof with yours. I have mine. Into also proof. Makati to win check. Fetch a Makati.
Maakye for him.
Kessben 92.9 FM.
Makati is Unzako shoot now.
The time. Anyway, no PF intended.
I was saying that it is only 58 after 7. I had Kessben, Pacho, what drink tuning in a bra 055059699 055056799. What the bar, your budget, na yakin kind in ano at the amount. And see, matters arising, the upward adjustment of fuel prices, week more fuel prices no akosho. Meaning, say what to be you've come to the realization, says they say petrol, a liter of it, 13 cedis, 95 pesos or so. And then again, diesel also move it up. Earlier on, na predictions ni no etimi abansa. Odi eno eton chain matters arising on ECOWAS. And one more SRCS, the Chief of Defense Staff across all the member states of the ECOWAS community, was in the Greater Accra region, Ghana. Na one more ababeye meeting about the strategies one more bit me at the penetrating in Niger. Na one more ahese one more be restore a year democracy with the new junta. One more etiso say I don't come more the eba. Now this week also ana ye a Juma Operation Clean Your Frontage. Regional Minister Ujala Pa says still no Greater Accra region no emubon. In fact, refuse no ati say ewo baby enti na watwe mu san komo no so akoso ye bede ho komo. You remember the Foreign Affairs Minister oko passport office na enkomo a efri ho baaye no na watwe mu nyina no ye di sa enkomo no enti ensemi ana anope yesi ho nkodwa ye ne o eba ababe chempacho obetumi ama wadwenche ni nyina no aba 0550596929 obetumi nso ajoin ye live ewo eye WhatsApp console no eso ana fe Facebook Kessben FM 92.9 ode adwenche ni nyina no ede ba ye beje na yatu yembo ase na yakenkan ni nyina no ede amount mame enhwase emfiri eye Owura nsia so wono ana eye energy expert na fuel prices no increment no mintie no enema a contribute ma yehu the upward adjustment at the filling station say ye kasa no pay then we get the background ben I mean enhwase e was
Mr. Speaker medase me kai say da ukube
Kessben 92.9 Asidan Kwan
say eden fango buo no ntumu kakra e wa bedaso and I think the projection match kakra with I think 11 peswa difference on petrol and 1 peswa difference on diesel, which means model now Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy Use it's a nice model because it can tell you send your fuel because normally we do this to preempt say firm biano and I say household biano how to rationalize your budget or realign your budget in the coming 2 weeks ahead of you so that I be positioned well to be able to make some progress in life. Intina normally yeah the predictions and projections neighbor. So that also to adwin say because you pese befa umfumu say bia upie what the 100 cedis na pie 100 cedis also meto bia 50 cedis. Na me the 50 cedis aye nuema nti say yanka nkyere ansa na danu dua bia obekwa kudu no na e also osandi bi ka ho to bi. So e bamfumu sa na yeah, normally hard. Normally we preempt some of these things. I mean, yeah. Question: the critical factor Emma Fango Bono Kosro no is because of a drama and so. Of late, wouldn't you say your organization be a friend Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries (OPEC)? Do not friend OPEC.
Yeah.
This organization or OPEC Plus, which also includes Russia and other countries, are or core OPEC members, but they also contribute in decision making. Most of these economies no more rely on petrol and a development mine. Petroleum revenue and on the development mine. The moment a boni kufumo edra mines no, it affects their budget and it affects some of their revenue sources are a bit me abban or matum ko manim. Until we have few the projection last year getting to 2023 they say one no petrol ne bobe kosropa. Until most of these economies project say they are going to get a huge sums of certain revenue to be able to mass up their capital investment and other investment in their economies. However, ebedru January ediba May muni ediba April to May muno na fango no bono so on the international market because of what we call bearish sentiments biana edwama so no one recession. There are projections of recessions on the international market. Two biana edwama so no China, which is a major consumer of petroleum products, na bia yare bia ba ho ntina wa close ni economic akra ni industrial sector no collapse, ni real estate sector collapse ntia basa na the demand for petroleum products no ekofum. Germany, which is the largest economy in EU, and also now or face recession, and now America also as a factor no also no na inflation or increasing the Federal Reserve rate, and anytime America be increasing the dollar no the rate and also ma do na free fango no mako invest in the American dollar and ma fango no bono ekofum the fango no bono ekofum edwama is no de na Saudi Arabia any ona kan nyina say 2022 ye project is fango ne beton averagely $100 per barrel. Even in Ghana cry projected and say $88 per barrel, but see I don't know 72 74 69 until it is affecting our economies. It is a sadia because of say who cartel yet me so determining the price of products no yen cut the supply of the product until now. OPEC and Saudi Arabia and the allies, OPEC, Saudi Arabia, which is led by Saudi Arabia, and then the allies in that particular organization, no, start to more cut the supply of the product. Until more so, until no ama the demand of the product, no, outweigh the supply of the product, which is there is a shortfall of about 1.5 million barrels a day of this particular product. And this is a shortfall, you know. Now, my own basic economics. Whenever there's a shortfall in supply, no, price no cost. Into my price no epidemic. Last week, na price no ekokuzi even $87 per barrel, which is Brent. And this a price no drama is no cost. Meaning, Mr. Speaker, ya krumha, and so a cost. Into a bono cost with drama is no. Okay, the second window of August year. Petrol, for example, it costs almost 8%. Diesel, it costs almost 15%. LPG equals 29%. Nti se o take say edwama so sanemo yakosria in terms of effect no e was anka kruma so yes we feel these percentage increases. But one positive thing about here the say the cedi did well. Okay. So the cedi saw some appreciation against the dollar by about 2%. The cedi no saw appreciation against the dollar by about 2%. Na akoye say edwama so bo na akoso no enya nsunsuanso pi so ha nti na yenya petrol no increment no enya almost 3.36% or maybe in fact say almost 4% increments on the price of petrol, and at diesel so yenya 7.4% increment. Make increment I mean so major OMCs no na yedi set because that's the highest price I yedi set nti yehu sa increment. LPG so no you almost 8% increment, which is 8.1. That is 8% increment. Nti ni nyina ntumi andru petrol na ntumi andru 7.7% and 8% increment no because one the cedi appreciated. Diesel na ntumi andru 15% increment no because the cedi appreciated. And LPG na ntumi andru 29% because cedi no appreciated. Nti binia obisa me die nti ane ntumu na ba enye to because to no the last time the 2 fangos in 2021. We passed Act 1064 in 2021. And at the last time I saw margins been on December 2022. Until toward the second part is that and science cedi depreciation. And as I see, but the cedi was stable and even appreciated. Until sene obi who say a drama is wakosra obi who send the fango locally. Ebono akosra Mr. Speaker the meeting can say enye cedi and enye to e dwama so na bono akosro this ebono akosro dwama so there and the cromans no e wo say ebono kosro
attribution no and say a good for you no ana ama yehu de yehu on our pumps
yehu say ebono e kosro
na
stabilize okay, so stability is comparative because bia no be so dwen say anka ade na metono 10 cedis no they say metono almost 13 or 14 cedis nti that stability you know is but you see the goal for oil no you see the goal for oil itself was an impromptu policy. So me say impromptu policy I say obi na de na no kan say ye kwae bibi nti ode na no kan na ye nhide hu framework cry de be ye nti me de manu aka nti ye mpe framework bi na infantile nti otie first scenario by ya na the first argument no ye the gold no could insesa age oil no meaning just because OTS asem na
yeah
and a second scenario ba say that be ye fa gold no enkodi insesa enge oil number nemum ye the gold no e koton ni ba bi na ye ton ba bi kro no wi a sika no ye the akoto fuel and idea atua ma fuel for no na the products na ba. So these two scenarios were conflicting scenarios. Nti wo hwe products na ba ni nyina emu bia ni ho a ye the gold kodi insesa.
okay
Emu bia ni we the gold kodi insesa. Nti products na ba ahase no na Bank of Ghana kra ento gold no oni PMMC into gold no nemum Bank of Ghana eko nanim e discount bust any go energy so mo fan kra fuel ne bimra so that say PMMC eto gold na wahu wato gold na wie no na o makoton gold na amane no discount abre fencing Bank of Ghana because Bank of Ghana has already guaranteed and as we tier on the books of bust and then go energy. Now experience woman say experience a woman say a brand Bank of Ghana tia the side of the bargain no. Now the other stakeholders no were not doing their side of the bargain well. Especially PMMC. Now the juma was so di say obekwa koton gold no anya a trader obeton gold no e this kana kuma Bank of Ghana enko. So it brought about some inefficiencies and malfeasance in the policy because the policy was not well thought through. Intino okay na ye call IMF. Mr. Speaker, the IMF catch and say policies do na ye dia bro mu nyina no one policy our problem with it was the gold for oil policy. And for example no IMF report na catch Ghana buy say Ghana buy and review policy even audit it. It was say audit it because or no IMF so no policy na no one say Sebi dream is it Sebi we shouldn't even say Sebi. There was some dream bi e wo ba bi. The dream na e wo ba bi nti na was say audit policy and if you are auditing policy it was all the policy to put on hold until say obeye bibia ebeboa ma policy ne dachi no akonanim. Nti for example na me no ka say no gold for oil is no more a mainstream agenda of government because they are putting on hold that they review policy no. Even though boss continuously so import product on their books omwana mutua go energy import products omwana mutua but say policy be friend gold for oil there say anyone but memra the entire city no is stable. Now city now is stable because of maybe various factors but the key factor is that a buying a car also debt.
yeah
and these debt are dollar rated debt.
okay
right nti bia na obi wo amanone wabeto ye domestic bond so bond no a buying air flow do in dollar terms but say no a buying air restructure sa sika we nyina ontua nti the moment a buying tua sa sika we no limiting the pressure on the dollar.
okay
because yen fa dollar be bring free chroma enko amanone nti it limits the pressure on the dollar on that side. Two and so no a buying a dollar was so good to amanone for what the business people will call the Paris Club. Almost so amanone for ne abrofo mo dia buying car. San krofo nyina no a buying was all time dollar e de komo mo amanone a buying no makodi nkitahudie se sa dollar yimi nya mamo. Nti because of say buying car cho mo se onya sa dollar no mamo nti no. Mr. Speaker, the idea say there's no pressure on the dollar pool on government currently. Now the other part is that these days, because of your economy, it's like of shrinking because last year you grew almost 3 point something. This year we are growing 1.4, 1.5. And this year you grew 1.5. What it also means is that sometimes the consumption, when you say Ghana, no, your microphobia, you pay amanone eduedi.
yeah
Into your consumption, no crown swati. It also affects our import of product, and because of say affecting import of product, you hear dollar be bree. Ne dia ko import product na ba nti basa na dollar no e be stable even likely to appreciate. The other part is also that fango bo ne e ko fum no Mr. Speaker adia na ko hia almost 1 billion so the craft fango bo so me na fango no bo na ko fum se so obi hia be $390 million. The moment we hia $390 million e chere say dollar do no be hia dia craft fango dia ba kroma no e so ate kranti e no so e ma pressure enko fence and dollar so. And lastly is also that you who say Bank of Ghana, and I must commend them on this. When say Bank of Ghana, the policy rate now or increasing, I have a problem with it on the other side because it crowds out the private sector for accessing certain credit. But also the policy rate nuntino Emma Obibiana Nanka or na dreams or yini sika free ha.
yeah
edi akọ save in America na Europe no saa sika no onfa nko and he also controls certain inflation and also controls the amount of dollars that will be exported out of the country. Inti and also ama cedi no I stable against the dollar. Inti minua ohwe ye nneema na ama cedi no I stable against the dollar na and share that gold for oil. Okay. There are a lot of other macro and micro policies are by teki ama the last liquid de beka on minua na no minua citizen no person me si from minua citizen person import to car. Now import to car you say the car no import no otua almost $100,000 on it. Na minua can say oh ko port akwa import vehicle otua $100,000. He also discourages imports of some of these vehicles, capital inputs or capital goods. Inti because discouraging inti no ama neno amount for be bring to me import car inti omu hia dollar do na enfa import car emakrum. Inti be speaker me the cedi na make say ne fango bo no ekosru because of edwaman so enye cedi no na enye tax na ban dia to so. Okay. Inti se obi hu say ekosru we can blame government, but I think that ye blemish no enye kuma bi akra medas menso enti benisia ana wote ne nka bringing us to exactly 8:15 Kessben mame embra Charles McCarthy so na mintie one so just ba mintie
Sweetheart, nka experts kasajia
Kessben 92.9
ordinary citizens then never come just the ebe affect prices no cost rosa na ya ye titro ya ye ton koko shoemakers doknura for no affect was enu na ya dia hard dream na ai ben antre emfaso a o mangana ye nyafi ye discovery a ye wono untimi nje memre
1 minute pay
untimi nje memre
say wa unim dada
a question am present to minim
Kessben 92.9
basi ye tiwi na ye kai de emfaso no wahin ye hu faso no ye hu han ye ye hu chia ne koso tie de biada ohu I don't know problem no because the Canada dollar now is stable, cedi now is stable, but then the ordinary citizens, ye nam from ya, di trotto ne kobe,
Kessben 92.9
I say trotto driver ne beji because of corner or copompo no more increase ya or transfer that increment to Jenna, ye fukano, then ye fat taxi no. Sana etie entimeme die se akosru se nkoso se ye stable enye stable speaker to the extent se lorry fa mitua no sra na ekono die nothing has happened yes me dem hu ni se hwe ankoso me hu ni se dollar no enya honde no se cedi ni enya because ahonde wo cedi no mu na betima ma na ma na gina zanka lorry farm mitua di baha no
Keswati
se swati ye dia ende nsechemu bia ni ho
I am a citizen, so I'm in tier citizen. I'm in tier.
I think that I will start with McCarthy there. If the expert has spoken, young for be a better fruiter from him. Now, you see, this shows how unserious our ECOWAS leaders are. Within the sub-region. But, I mean, offer because issues of oil, and in the sub-region, just in the ECOWAS sub-region, if a Nigeria can put for Ghana, so yet ho na ye disabe yampiasem, but issues over to affect yen economy. Now our ECOWAS sub-region is ye now we move on. We are not concentrating on that. Them Libya mekada me fango wasem yemfa nyama yosem because as a country we do not even have a position to influence the prices, except the internal taxes. Na za odi do. Na ye na demi we are ya kade we are turning the curve. Turning on me. You see, when we rush to celebrate mediocrity, these things would always expose you. Because in an answer, I was if I'm going to do 21, see, I have 11, into now it's going up. Yeah. Have we turned the curve or the corner?
But I don't know about recently, Anna.
So why were we in a rush?
A very long while, though.
No, but
you're maintaining at the 11 cities rate.
For the very long while, when did we say we have turned the corner? Or the curve?
92.9.
When? Is it not about 2 or 3 weeks ago? So what I'm saying is, maybe you are fan rush and fans celebrate because you do not have a lot of control over it. Inti mesre. For us, it is important today. One more of your to fuel, your more of your full car. Na zeno, you be one day wa before enough. Na your drivers na they be a year one con from there 1 a lorry first do. As if there it is only petrol na what to go. What car what the juma. The other lubricants are here, the spare parts. Now replacement of other things are here. We don't take all those things into consideration. But when we are increasing fuel, we take into consideration even the debt that is there. Meanwhile, I mean, now you go free. Mr. Speaker, that be now call a fuel station. I go free a fuel da. So why are you paying for a debt? One about the make one. So you see, energy debt recovery. Which debt are we recovering? One about the make one. Exactly. So for me, it does not make sense, and we need to start being serious. And enjoy because they realize that they can enjoy from it. When MPP was in opposition, they were speaking against it. Yeah. When they came, they have even come to
very well. May that say 20 after 8. But I'm trying to I mean a phone crack to him, bra. Yaba call easy and so 7 so. Try me, remember.
Invite me some memra wedding. Na me bedroom here. The shaman for dressing. There's more room for improvement. Me say Messi family one me jina. Mr. Ultimate mo. Me nya kira say we ra Ultimate Fashions mo. Ref Ferdinando, Kenneth Cole, Max Fendi, Perry Jacob, and member chefs Papa. Italian shoes, slippers, sandals, khaki, material trousers, office wear. Enye now, enye memang kwao. Emadio, emanyo ma yesheko wedding, party, engagement, brands from across the world. Ellen Trace, Adriana Papel, Jones, New York, Tehari, Casper. Any baby kika se mu hia mo ho sa na se mo da ne di sa no mo nda ne di spectacularly said ye be ya enkrofo be hu se oh wodro no edimu wedding gown kolanta de ni nyina wo Ultimate Fashion on my wedding. Would you take comment here by me?
I like your dressing.
Medase.
Abrantie, why you do?
Oh, thank you.
Hey, why for na barabe?
Oh, Debbie, Adum here. Kumasi Ultimate Fashions, our prisons runabout. Accra, opposite UTC. Ultimate Fashion. Beauty is our style.
Oh, yeah. Akuma braha na di na hye woni ase wodi adworu me nua berma ya wonti wo hujai kure
agwa ka se brebi atwa mo na stretch marks wo me ho pa pimples no na wo kai akro no so chicken pox ene na nso oben no wo kai wa hye no so se me skin ashada ya fresh ti jajira wo hunu enti akuma me secret nyina ni Ernest ointment asiesie me redi ankasa eno na atumi white ni nyina ase a amenti se onia berma o me hujai no akuma wo be chia di se Ernest ointment na ma me chiwie afu promeguma we musa trecha kumai
eh sa ne be na krawi me da fama me
oh wo dia fa kwai ade ho na wo hia Ernest ointment wo benya bi atu aton wo ba bia wo ko drugstore no cosmetic shops mu a enye na sa wo pedudu atu a ko kan shi drug lane anafre 0276537701 anafre 0245079915 dudu bia ba bia on sabeka Ernest ointment
who of secrets.
Ago Ghana for Yedia Semde Bremo. Uye Obia, Uye Wajuma Dada, Ana Waye Juma Efri Afebako, Ecosinemi and Sasso. Eclipse Collateral Management and Business Advisory Services, Edia Nijesem Ede Brow. Through Eclipse Angel Investors, and Nay Yeba Bemo Sikabotina, Ubetimi Yasha Wajuma, Nam Wajumaneso Etumpon Yepa. The Ube Ninano and se Ubefa forms, Ewa Kessben 92.9, Ewa Kra, Yebe Vodafone office, no, Ewa Kwame Appiah Circle, and Afe Eclipse Collateral Management for office Kesepa, Ewa Adenta New Site, Abakan Street. And also say, download your form, no, Ewa www.ecmagh.com. Now, Fe, when ya kwenya say, business page, Jumedia Shonkwa Yade Brono. Also, when ya muchefa, say, Ope and Semimu Enche Mobia. For number say, did this way 0302 551877. And also say, 0266 999020. Eclipse Angel Investors, unlocking business potentials with seed capital.
Ajuma yefwe, me mama juma na mu business tete saying.
Bra, me business kwa na ekofo.
So wan ko multi credit.
Dabi, ma ko multi credit.
Me nso makwaje bosia ma na ya me ka o. Me twa susu se me de kwa kotua, me kwaya. Hwedo before e de ato office no mu kyerese omo de me sika na twane o.
So wan ko multi credit.
Ane, man ko multi credit.
Me nyoma abegu port. Ma ya me nya sika nkoyi. Deadline na twam ama abide ne nsa ato nyoma yi so. Sheka amabo.
So wan ko multi credit.
No credit, man ko multi credit.
Emum ajadifo bia so den. Se mo ko multi credit ya. Enka nya to mu nyina entom. Me be kyerɛ mo ne multi credit to me yes. Woni ama begu port. Na woni account multi credit kura na be bo mama ne a. Wo be uni ama na ma. Multi say for 20 days to susu. 20 days na chi no. Nye wo benya bia ye bon ma bosia.
Enu bi na adwadifo hema akoye ya. Ena ne soto na bom ma bi no. Kane no. Na ne soto no. Emu ye hwe ni na nso ode ne ho bom multi credit no. Enne ye ka adwadifo a. Ono nso frɛ ne ho adwadifo hema.
Multi
credit.
Where bank adwuma bia, savings, current accounts, Vigo, MoneyGram, eSwitch, and MTN mobile money. Bank of Ghana multi credit to me credit and when you know Ghana have a bia bekobia. Fre 03220374118. Someone come multi.
Na ye ni muntra.
Afe Yabra, be in the home comer.
Our mission here today is to provide information on the upcoming voters registration exercise, as well as the district level elections. As you may be aware, the Commission prepared a new CI on the voters registration exercise and submitted same to Parliament for consideration and subsequent passage into law. Essentially, that draft CI on registration has had two distinct features. One, it recommends a registration of voters on a continuous basis at all our district offices nationwide. Secondly, it also proposes the use of the Ghana card as the sole document for the identification of a person's citizenship. The essence of both recommendations was to introduce integrity and efficiency into our registration process and ultimately strengthen the credibility of our electoral process. Our first recommendation for the continuous registration of eligible voters was basically to promote inclusiveness and to ensure that no one who qualifies to vote is denied the right to do so. As such, by that process, any Ghanaian 18 years and above and of sound mind, or any person who had not previously registered, could simply visit any of our 267 district offices nationwide, present the required documentation, and register to vote. This proposal for continuous registration seeks to replace the current system, whereby the registration of eligible voters is done for a limited time only. Under the present regime, eligible voters who could not participate in a limited registration exercise were often excluded and disenfranchised, as the registration was for a limited time only. The draft proposal seeks to cure this weakness, as it promotes an all-year-round registration of eligible voters. As such, eligible voters could simply visit any of our offices at a time of their choice during the year to register to vote. The second proposal recommends the use of the Ghana card as a sole document for identification of a citizen. It also confirms the age of the applicant. This proposal aims at establishing and maintaining the integrity and credibility of the voters' roll, which is a fundamental and foundational document in any election. Indeed, a credible voters' register is sine qua non for a credible election. As a commission that is determined to conduct credible, transparent, fair, and peaceful elections, we were keen to establish and uphold the integrity of the foundational document, which is the voters' register. Hence, our proposal to use the Ghana card as the sole document for identification of a person's citizenship, as well as age. Our experience from the 2020 registration exercise, ladies and gentlemen, showed that several minors and foreigners using the window of the guarantor system found their way onto our roll. To rid the register of minors and foreigners in 2020, the Electoral Commission established the district registration review committees, which worked for several weeks to delete the names of minors and foreigners from the register. It took substantial time and effort to expunge the names of illegal persons from our roll. During the registration, some 40,000 minors and foreigners were challenged, and we managed to expunge some 15,000 minors and foreigners from the register. This number is one too many, considering that in a time past, we elected a president with less than 40,000 votes between the first and second runners-up. In our view, this should not be countenanced or tolerated by any quarters, as it has the potential of undermining the credibility of our elections. The question we asked ourselves is, why should we continue to use the guarantor system, which opens the door to corrupt and illegal practices and undermines the credibility of our register, some 30 years after it was first introduced, and especially now when nearly 18 million Ghanaians above the age of 50 years have the Ghana card. How can we continue to rely on the guarantor system to identify a citizen? How can we continue to rely on the guarantor system to identify who a citizen is, when Parliament has by itself passed a legislative instrument which states that for the purpose of identification of a citizen of Ghana, the Ghana card will be the sole document.
Kessben 92.9.
And here permit me to quote Regulation 7.1 of LI 2111, which states that a national identity card issued to an individual shall be used for a number of transactions where identification is required. One of the mandatory transactions stated in Regulation 7.1 is the registration of voters.
All right, and that is Maakye Germain's electoral commissioner explaining a choir registration or limited one no ebefaswa ebekoso. Mamisha say a citizen, so one and a general secretary. He was part of this IPAC meeting. A course or announcement we etimi aba. Citizen, when I would decide on Anna.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
And I pay. I want to state with no equivocation the country Ghana has enjoyed a lot of peace and tranquility. The country Ghana has been a beacon. Other countries are learning from us. However, if we don't take care, the actions and inactions of the Electoral Commission will turn upside down this peace and tranquility.
I see.
Yenya in Krata, the Electoral Commission friend for an IPAC meeting on Wednesday, 16th of August. Political parties is 11.
Okay.
9 political parties were present on Wednesday. The only political party I went to Mwamba in Gum. Nah, the NDC who have already abstained from IPAC for some time now. Already, Madam Jane Mensah has not attended IPAC meeting for some time now. There is an excuse that there are other activities going on, so she has to represent the Electoral Commission. So normally the meetings are being chaired by the deputies, Dr. Bosman, Asare, and then
Kessben 92.9 FM.
So this Wednesday when we met, the agenda was 2. 1, the registration of voters, and 2, the district level elections.
Okay.
What about registration of voters? As some Electoral Commission catching just Wednesday, this Wednesday, they have not set the date yet, but it is likely they will begin the registration of voters either on the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, or 15th of September.
Kessben 92.9 FM.
But because the Constitution mandates them, or the regulation gathering the elections mandates them, they need to inform us 21 days before the registration exercise. They are triggering that provision. I raised an objection there. Once you've not decided on the date, how do you trigger a provision, a constitutional provision, when you've not set up the date? But they said, well, they've given us the range, so it's likely to fall within that. That's number 1. Number 2, they also indicated there will be a registration at the district offices of the Electoral Commission. Mr. Speaker, I want to put it on record that all the 9 political parties, including the civil society organizations who were present at IPAC, unanimously objected to that position of the Electoral Commission. I remember Honorable Obi Amwa, who is the MP for Ekwapim South and the Minister of State in charge of local government, brought the Gazette of registration centers used in 2019. And no kade 2019 more Electoral Commission, more registration centers are you see, they were about 1,500. My Gazette. So why do you now want to reduce it to 268 registration centers when the population is increasing and not reducing? Number 2, or cited the Nani constituency obi ofi Dego to travel all the way from Dego to Ebri. Obi a man when you're 18 years. When an obe janeba when you're 18 years and the my family sabe one wire tree. They own to coin from that distance to go and register. So he raised objections to it. Then I came in and said today, in Kanu na register voter ID card, yadi ye banking, yadi ye so many issues.
Kessben 92.9.
It is a pedo ID card and voter ID card. In that you can say you don't need it. And that was the reason why some people will rush to go and register to get the voter ID card. Today that people are relying on the national Ghana card, you know. What would be the essence for somebody to go and queue for days to get their voter ID card? What is the incentive? Especially when you have to travel distance. For baby to the North Town, it's in Japan. Now I can register, you have to travel all the way to Baton. So you either have to cross the river or come all the way back to Shai or Sudoku and go back. Per the law, CI 91 as amended will be used, which means if you don't have the Ghana card or passport, or you have to use guarantor. So it means that you need 2 people to go and guarantee for you. Okay. In the 18-year-old open register, no. So you have to travel that distance with 2 other people, pay for their transport in and out. And then it's not automatic that you might be in the queue for hours. So you register that day, but the next day, look at the stress and risk that people will be involved in. Okay. Recently, up north, in Sututueno, some communities have been cut off because the bridges have been washed away. Phobia Ofi Bolibamboy. Yeah. So Bioti Yahweh Kra to Bole to go and register. What sort of stress is this? Okay. And the Electoral Commission has forgotten that per their own CI 91, as again, the CI 91-2, also registration centers and electoral areas. The Commission shall designate registration centers for the purpose of registering voters and may designate any place it considers appropriate as a registration center. 2, in designating a place as a registration center, the Commission shall take into consideration the suitability of the place for the use as a polling station on election day and the accessibility of the place to prospective applicants for registration. Okay. It continues also to say, unless the Commission otherwise directs, the polling station in existence immediately before the coming into office of these regulations shall constitute registration centers for the registration of voters under these regulations. So you recently used polling stations. Why are you leaving them and saying that you are going to restrict it to only your district offices? If about district level elections, you'll be doing it in the electoral areas. Why are you then taking the whole exercise to your district office? Or because district office, not quite registration. At the day of voting, sometimes there's even confusion as to which polling station they have to go to. So you do not understand the reason behind why the Electoral Commission still want to use the district offices. And in any case, when we said this as IPAC, the Electoral Commission told us that they will get back to us. And I asked, what are the timelines? They said Monday they will get back to us. Okay. Only for us to realize that within 24 hours, they come and hold a press conference to announce that they are going to do it at the district offices. Contrary to what we discussed and contrary to what they told us that they will get back to us on Monday. So, Mr. Speaker, the Electoral Commission has shown bad faith. The Electoral Commission action is going to breed mistrust and it will not augur well for our democracy. The citizens already been a yekafuwa prizes are saying. Already there is huge cost on the citizens. How do you ensure that Nkofuba participate in the electoral process when Article 42 of the Ghana Constitution says that every citizen of Ghana of 18 years of age or above and of sound mind has the right to vote and is entitled to be registered as a voter? You are entitled to be registered. So why will I be traveling this far just to go and register to vote? I think the Electoral Commission needs to come again. And the press conference that they did, it was full of inconsistencies, different from the discussion we had. Even replacement of voter ID cards, we said that it should be different from the registration process. And in the guise of coming to replace the ID card, by the time they realize they are doing other things on forward. It's a one. they should let us have this peace and tranquility that we are enjoying in this country.
But we are told that I'm in the meeting.
Wamba meeting. On Amikade, she has not been present for ages now. So I was surprised that she led the press conference, and you see, it shows disrespect to us as political parties. If you knew that Mobile press conference, Nama announced the date, and nothing that we said was going to change, you shouldn't have invited us to the press conference. You should have just done your press conference and go ahead with that. This has vindicated the position of the NDC as to why they don't partake in IPAC. Because if the NDC had come to the meeting, let them have look at what would have happened. So you are vindicating them. Yeah, catch on the one bra IPAC because that is where we judge on. Look at what has happened.
All right, citizen, may I say, Eva? And young one, while meeting, no one meeting as about one now, will address a press, 48 after 8. 43 after 8, I have Kessben. But if I said any be my Grace Gift Bar Clinic, and pay so would me and Pacho, Grace Gift for Daroma, ya rebia a show swatche, na adane kuan crom, Pacho de chinchia, na intimi encore ya, and pay Grace Gift say obeboa etua sigidano, ede amount, diabetes, hypertension, hepatitis, typhoid fever, malaria, and the account and pay. Pacho Grace Gift Tabua etuning no ase at the amount. Your bar a wahonsem ayadin at the amount. What bra a wono intimi and ma. And pay baby SSA wokono a Grace Gift Bar Clinic. Na and pay when you're more in sour so on Pacho one babua pa ama oyariano ase etimi etu at the amount. Pacho him school junction will come out by Kessben. Quantum Poniso and Crime so New Achimota Petroleum. Woman Family Life International School no edition and I'll pay for one more on 0246 518003 and I pay 0543 320030. Now when the Grace Gift Bar Clinic in Common. Best brain publication for the books papa and the bedroom as a patrol teacher me. We are proprietor announces we are parents and pay the assessor we and when the best brain for any income from the basic level of the education calendar no pacho one more books are doing on all subjects I'm more furnished a bit to me abua wamu yepa and pay best brain publication for say young country help mathematics, English, creative arts, creative skills, writing, science, social studies, RME. Nina no I dare say Oko bookshop will be a more also okay booster first brain publication for actual Obano Nani Baja Hopa say open the do more patch for your number C 0507 200 200 0507 200 200 and also suffer 0241 520946 now only a year best brain publication in income Pacho one babu api.
Kessben 92.9 Asidan
Mami fast that match. That's chocolate powder. No petro. That's chocolate powder. Daroma. Poison beer. Ako ni petiemo. Pacho ni ani beer. Where the beer we are allergic to them. And no pay say a show so. Now who dia obey ya. Pacho offer that's chocolate powder. No one. Now the kakra edia gun so now one. A bit detoxify system, the bed cleaning na affair who then shall come at me about at the amount. Pay the wood tear me, but your more rains on the weekend in the more rains, hangover and show. But so I know with tea drug gang. Who would the way up? But your body sad one. I have a tradas chacopa than be good show. Not one no, a bed cleaning. No pay up a tradas chacopa than be a car. Heba shop, chemical shop will be a media. Ubenya be actual head watching one more American shop no enter wape. One money police station no and the bank Ewatema Middle East. And pay one more daroma. So one more on 055 130 230 055 130 230. Now when a year to that's chocolate powder for any combo and pay one bejo so far. Pacho Green to Technology Services, phone repairs, accessories, and in the papa nina no aha and the ton. And a pair with you no phone nasa, or laptop nasa, or see a repair at the mawa. And a pay your baby and it's Ubedi home come more. Na after yet me house to house delivery. See, but only how be a no Green to Technology Services. One more circle more no extra here. After citing here actually Navana Plaza no enumu and I will be home a Green to Technology Services. And pay talk to them. Now one best of it will have no idea about. So one more 0261 433-006 0261-433-006 and answer for 0247 845107 na one a year Green to phone in Kobo but Chombe Joshua Domabo my branch was on the ECU issues and the airbobo if we move at the Eba. Chazi, Mamincho.
Speaker.
Kessben 92.9 FM.
Jane Adukwe Mensa. Ocean poster on the BBR, the usual yentio biasimia. Why not drink say, no becano. A final or not interested in the people of this country because the senior citizen a kind mrano share will say we are commissioners so we'll make you sure you duty and so be ensure say Ghana for do dona benya kwenya atwaba. You should not be interested in disenfranchising people. And you was said there as a electoral commissioner and he said, with these stumbling blocks, able to a man for a name, ababeya a coincidence, ama people who are qualified to vote to say Omuntimi nya kwenya and Twaba. And Grandia would think cry, would there utia ye and a soldier for born who buying. Utia ye and a police for 2 fears, no one crime so. So we need fear. A be no medimbo, I had dear manipa. Into be fa quintin, Ako dinatro the dean, so the barber to a bar quarantine, obinya, discouraging in the first instance. Getting people to vote, you know. A man for not willing to vote. A man for are discouraged by the conduct of leaders, political leaders, the political class. So I'm better about people are not willing to vote. And the choir be fast what the man for manya GD was sister no mako to abano. And no nanka be electoral commission obey interested. Uni a professor Dr. Day Bossman nanka watch political science there. I was expect to say mami we obeto no for kakra. What I say, when you meet as a commission, you need to pump some sense into her brains because the skull appears empty. What is it?
I see.
The skull appears empty. It you know about the nyemtia. Can't you see the way she was fumbling? Untimi who can no, you see, a clear. Say,
you mean the skull?
Yeah. I said the skull. They wouldn't even know they are sure. Mrs. The skull is empty because BPI knew her. She has not shown any class. She has not brought anything to bear since Obeye electoral commissioner. Onye BBI ama honum afanin to my Pabiafra. Apart from the usual antagonistic posture or war towards the political parties. Now, most were to the moi. Mokahubi. You've edged her on. Must pen on. And some Muguna no dini nano. Namufuan so. You were part in this studio. You've defended this woman on several occasions. Me boat me woo. And they were the yell. What's it? Yeah, your sister, ne di I Ben. Na one car or china if you ben so a bebow so and not tomorrow. And Tankameka, oh, yeah, Madame from Kameka does your shoes. Well, you have a friend. Put me a beard on my head. I said, there's no one will be put my head. Oh, we are Madame Papa. And then I make see a D because one of my generous so. I'm an ebe do a beardry. The senior wooking If care is not taken, this woman will plunge this country into chaos. Obiama Transa IPA committee is watching. Look at his pool of experience. Now, there are no two for this man defended you in parliament. Monema Mudiko parliament. Now, Obiama always tried to put in a word for you. And for nothing at all, Mushia at my level. Na papa you sorry two for. We a bad dream bar, You be far. But because you are determined to act as if you are the boss of all bosses, uka a final, upe enenyeho. Democracy and yes, that is not how it is run. Ubetre wadrin na do not throw my dream. Say do not dream a dozen Senewodia. Say wupo. You are binded by the majority decision. Yes, I know. Exactly. In Tiapa Kamukoyi, it's a media citizen. It's a majority no were against commission in Nema Mudiba. It is only sensible. Say Obefa Nyadudona Kano. But some say Tintin. Soldier Fota Wechi. Judiciary Diwechi. Engineer Openo and Obeye. To hell with you. She's called your bluff. Osina mubaya na monye.
This is okay head anymore. But I mean Ben na yen to us na yam rather the issues.
Politicians are kasa. But you see many omoya dream say normally no democracy nen koso nen kan ko nyina elections. Yeah. Right. And he said, any a consider be a elections. I say, oh, yeah, a stakeholder in the democratic process, any kinds of AC, especially a stakeholder like the EC or no, or Hema elections, Kosono. So making sure that all the stakeholders, no, Ninano, or Modiombe Kano, was a beer, ultimately, but I think that you are the lawyer. I think the EC is not binded by the IPAC.
Yeah. There is no law backing IPAC
decisions. Inti omono ombet me afa anaso monfa. But I think say what to me I invite you maba. Nobody won no. It means that omon sem no ehu hiawo in your policy formulation or any implementation or person implement it. And I think say one two mo dia honom no wanyade. Now the second part, I've always said that you see our major problem as a country is the people we appoint or nominate to lead our institutions. Mr. Speaker, sir,
Kessben 92.9
me free cratch. Na answer na me do cratch na me free takurano. Say area ho. Damba area takurano. Damba area ho. Fine. You see, most of these leaders manning our institutions, you know, almost them and they don't know the hassle involved in commuting from hinterlands to the district capital to get yourself registered. They don't know. Like, stress a woman. So sometimes when they are formulating policies, they don't consider the masses, but rather they consider the few LSA. Be obedient in a car. Aquaco register. And also bit me me macra driver for mokono munko register for momra. And I think that is where normally we get it wrong in our political dispensation, because I believe Mijitum say so ye paninia it was a abribian crow visited field. Now the challenges your district officers are facing in terms of some of these registrations. But when was the last time? Wati be an media for mate media be a mente. When was the last time what is a registration exercise? One easy chair. So me kwa monitor what is actually happening. See one on Cofield and what is happening. Into a basana or take policy decision at the national level or show no kwa nene elite or more
the consideration no form
and form and edison weiba. Now the last part of you manka, you see, a beer me kabiama easy no, a beer na easy no pepa. Say anko nyaya obeno polling station or electoral area basis, because in previous registrations no na electoral area basis, electoral area. ebia na was apepa no nemom the input, the resources to embark on that.
Bia. Mamina be kasa do one can no and yon ababe can not chenano. Member
logistical constraints.
Usebia, Ebia Edicase. Mamina be kasa no say any problem and kesuoka.
I do Macabia more kama. I know the America has an assumption. Some of these assumptions, me assume. Okay, me
and I would try to see you work with data.
Oh,
but where your data? Do you assume when you
make us a fact? No, make us I do. I think.
Let's go.
I think.
Just wrap up and let's go.
I think that now your resources are woman. Everybody need you at electoral area basis. No, a beer na a biniho. But you know how our politics and governance is done. On to me because ne appointono the current government. On to me because the current government in Maniska. It can be so.
How?
But the resources they are allocated there.
Oh, Minia. You bet me say appropriate allocated resources among final election because election you crano. So here and can was say anything.
But district local level, there no, or more postponed for several times.
So ask yourself, why were they?
The reason was that they needed the CI that they have done to go through, so that they use it to register voters. What I say?
Yeah.
Because when you say CI will lay ya, and CI mature ya, and go be used only for the registration, which means you will only need the Ghana card. Now that has not been laid into. That delayed the process, and even in their statement, they stated it.
So media.
So it's not because of.
But I'm just saying that it could be lack of resources, maybe from the state. So state and provided resources. On electoral area because from experience or even by convention, EC registration, continuous registration, mostly they are done at the electoral area basis. On our politician, and I know he has followed. So why is it that this time or concentrated power at the district office? I was saying you're interrogating why.
It's out of mischief.
It's out of mischief. Mischief, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Because if not, you can't tell me that democracy is not a small joke. So you can't tell me that because of resources. Into election day, are you going to do it at your electoral district offices?
No.
So based on what are you complaining that you know? If that is the case, then shorten the number of days. You are given 3 weeks. Shorten it, make it 2 weeks. 1 week at the electoral areas, 1 week at the district level for mop up.
Right. So you may be right. You are the diehard industry player, political stakeholder. But I'm just giving other scenarios why maybe are on to me. But Mr. Speaker, I think that for us to get good governance, for us to get a better democracy, for us to get a democracy and call for coups, I think stakeholders' participation or more contribution to any policy must be seriously complied with or looked at critically because say base or more contribution one final juma. That should be now exercise no and papa amo because partake and if they don't partake in future one will be facing a lot of problems. That's Mr. Speaker.
Very well. May I say it's only 9 o'clock on the dot. Now you're doing come and draw ECOWAS about a year and crime. Now one more about a year meeting. I'm talking about a year the security couples, the chief of defense staffs of a year member state a former ECOWAS no engineer. Majority of them no and dra one more ababedin komo as suggested ways and means the strategies are more able deployed to enter into Niger. Na ensem edono eyensema akwakọ yensem bebre. Mami twa hombra we ba ye beto aso.
Hey, me mama jumo na mu business te saying.
Bra, me business kwa na ekofo.
So wan come multi credit.
Debbie,
multi aguna na yiri kwa ba. Akasa no makasa French wo bie na no awoboajo. Asana na ho fe bia wani bonus wa wo yira tete. Wo kwa ne ba ne na
Minyeska nkoyi deadline etwam ama Biden nsa ato nioma yi so sheka amabo
se wan community credit
no credit man community credit
emum adwadifo bia so den se mo community credit ya enka nya to mu nyina entom me be kire mu ne multi credit to me yes woni ama begu port na woni account multi credit to ana bebo mama ne a wo be uni ama na ma multi say for 20 days to susu 20 days na chi no ye obenya bia ye bon ma bosia
enu bi na adwadifo hema akoye ya ene ne suto na bom ma bi no kane no na ne suto no emu ye hwe ni na nso ode ne ho bom multi credit no ene ye ka adwadifo a ono nso fra ne ho adwadifo hema multi credit
where bank adwuma bia savings current accounts Vigo MoneyGram eSwitch and MTN mobile money Bank of Ghana multi credit to me create wanya na Ghana ba bia be ko bia 0322037418 someone come multi
na ye ni muntra
me opasima me hoye fe a hodie papa ne hiame me de na fale di clean me de bese se ona fale lady clean e kaba mi frahim fe na fale lady clean e fa obro akifie
ahimfia ema hoye hwam eyi nkaboni bia me obesima minimnia meka masashe mekuru di ho adanse anana na meboa
odoyampa sisi amema ye tama mano
feel confident with Nafa Lady
to forfeit Nadom Heba ewo 0268229862 anase 0240982592 kaise akwada wonya mfinhye dumienu ni oba onyem enyusu Nafa Lady Clean.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by FDA.
Hey Bema, se said your levels don't change. Freshness ne kunsano. Bema, me huama meni aje. Hey, sena unemployment e maye wunu Bema.
Aze, arukodo. Nche me mo top up no wo Kessben University College o. Ma ona me internship at school ne de ma munti. Menya highly practical working experience papa wa bom for a great job placement. E wo mataya.
Kessben University College dear. Some commercial. So for the best tertiary education, look no further. Choose KUC. Say crowd dear. Yasa Samukra. Aside our main campus, a walk contingency off Lake Bosomitri Road, you know. Yasa also the ultra modern city campus with state-of-the-art facilities. Abekamo. Yes, city campus, you know. And what a doom Kumase. Na enona ama part-time. Any weekend school addition at aya kona keke.
Wow, Kessben University College aya accessible, affordable, and incredible. Inti siazi, irrespective of your work schedule. Iribwejuman na isiazi.
Kessben University College admits students into their various degree, diploma, and certificate programs. BSc Business Administration with options in accounting, banking and finance, marketing, human resource management, BSc Information and Communication Technology, Diploma in Business Administration, Diploma in Information Technology, Diploma in Media and Communication, Sawukra Wasi, Ana SSC, aggregate 30 or better. Ubetumi apply. Your top up programs who are the HND, any diploma holders. Once 1 year bro 25 years, Ubetumi apply as a mature student. Now ya this young man so dear, you are regular, part-time and a weekend school. Kessben University College, area affiliated to Kwame Appiah University of Science and Technology, and to KNUS certificate, you know, and one year dema war, the National Accreditation Board, and so at GNATUM. Application forms for admission may be obtained from the following places at 50 Ghana cedis for Ghanaian applicants and $50 for foreign applicants. KUC Main Campus, Continency, KUC City Campus, Adum Kumasi, and NASA multi-credits in Krobatabia. Ghana Fana Babia. You can also download the application form from our website kc.edu.gh. For further information, call us 0501 637383 and now say 0264 170475. Kessben University College.
Education for development. Obi na invite me say memra wedding. Na me bedroom here. Me hwe am for dressing. There's more room for improvement. Me say Messi afa me ho a me gina ha. Mr. Ultimate mo. Me nya kire wo say wo wura Ultimate Fashions mo. Refrigerando, Kenneth Cole, Max Fendi, Perry Jacob, and member chefs papa. Italian shoes, slippers, sandals, khaki, material trousers, office wear,
enye na wo. Enye mema nko a wo. Ema de wo. Ema nyoma ye sheko wedding, party, engagement, brands from across the world. Ellen Trace, Adriana Papel, Jones, New York, Tehari, Casper. Any baby account. Se mu shia mo ho sa na se. Mo dane di sa no. Mo dane di spectacular. Said ye be ya enkrofo be hu se oh wodro no edimu wedding gown kolanta de ni nyina wo ultimate fashion o mapon wedding no would you take comment here ba me ho.
I like your dressing.
Me da say
Abrantie, why you do?
Oh, thank you.
Hey, why for na bala be?
Oh, Debbie, edum here. Kumasi Ultimate Fashions, our prisons runabout. Accra, opposite UTC. Ultimate Fashion. Beauty is our style.
Kessben 92.9 yaba na yedru amanyina yejina ye naso kremesa snap eduano enti die na woton wo pesa ye bo wadwaton die ne ho dawuro manipa trupi beto ade dia ene fa wadwaton die ne bra ma ye mo ho dawuro emfama ya wo Kwame Nkrumah Circle Aseda Twin Towers ye ne Church of Christ asori no ena esaso ya wo awia wo ho ade ubeba 4th floor na woni yen abebo enkomo anasa frayen 0302 269369 ena 0249 121929 Kessben FM Asedankwa
Ewiase mu so bi benya wa na afiyade onipa bia se wo didi na wonom na wohumi mframa ekọ wo nipadua ne mu de se de atie bia yade beba na sa yade ne ba ekwan ben so na ye befa asia no ebe den krompo na wahu se me yade ehu symptoms enie eno nti na Kessben 92.9 ya hihye dwumadie shonkokra ya to ne din Kessben Clinic wa Kessben Clinic yi so no ye befre a doctor fo ekukudam wo mo a wamakwadare ba nipadua akwa ne mu no no maba aba bekire yen sadie ye behwe ya pomuden hu nsem so yie eno nti hyiame afia boatma kwasieda wei ene kwasieda bia 1:30 pm ekosi 3 pm ewo dwumadie yi so na yen kasamfa ya pomuden hu nsem esanse woni pa bia wa pomuden hu nsem ene wa hoho ahoa Kessben Clinic wa pomuden ne wa hotoso
Nyumo ajonye otie Kessben 92.9 FM ya base band money bachona ya bosu se bomsu ni aboso kan ya dance se dance man ya wodo se odona Kessben FM the biachi se achimota eni achiase Kessben 92.9 Mindabosi oyiwadon asidankwa Kessben 92.9 Asidankwa.
I say I was 10 after 9 a high Kessben na ye na was na ye ba be din komo about a year ECOWAS a home sense more abadi nyina but for the avoidance of doubt you know to say there me say enkomo we no the need the 3 year pa na na interest pa ewo anope but many can tie makati but the other person can yes okay but whom me know to know here no Article 2.4 of the United Nations Charter prevent use of force say the ECOWAS Niger no ECOWAS ebetina say akase womo the military echo into Niger. Okay, majority of the countries are forming up the ECOWAS, no, at the same time, no, are members of the United Nations. So I do not understand the reason why in here they know the UN protocols and then the charter, no, UN every year, Jumano, they know, they are very much aware of it. But yet, no, one more, I more against the Omoakas womo beye no eno ana womo beye Mame start on Makati so na mintie wono na afi yambra na membra citizen any a year bench so.
Speaker.
That's it, Mame Tio. Yes, Mame Tio for 10 minutes.
O question now ubisano straightforward. The interest of America and France.
Okay.
And Tinubu. A protected Niger. Why? Without Niger for uranium, France ed the sumo. Now, unim say Russia, Ukraine, and Tokano.
Yeah.
Russia for now a supply about 60% of Europe for gas. That Nord Stream no.
Yeah.
And America for Akotempa. Until Russia work for wakati sa gas supply no to Europe.
The European countries.
Very good. So there is what we call Trans-Sahara Gas Pipe Project. If you worry.
Okay.
Through
Nigeria.
Yeah, worry Nigeria.
Okay.
Through Niger, Algeria to Europe. That it is cost $13 billion. Sa project. And the Niger forces, Yakati, you can't do it again. You need more. And Tinubu ni abri say what disconnected light Nigeria for demand Niger for no. It starts from there. And then they have the interest. They are protecting the interests of the West as against the citizenry of Niger. Coup there, where a popular coup, we a popular coup ya mo biya tu, yan coup biya yan tro biya sikan. Bazoon no mo se omompe. And at Timamufono, Ajiatum, ya fuaso, we are in support of it. ECOWAS, dear, Anka Economic Community
of West
Africa, dear, you must be happy that the people are liberating themselves. But unfortunately, Yanananumu we are Sabi. Omunina area elections are Amako Shiahonom. It's a group of election riggers. Ne kakua when a catcher or say coup is military takeover. Uria election one yeku. If you steal the power of the people, if you take it by force, a yeku. But then me menya surprise. ECOWAS pe ene yekua utimi kodon ne ne aye wo chairman. That is how useless ECOWAS is.
Oh, that you can't say
it is useless. I can't say what. Ustori suya ECOWAS OAU transmogrify them and ECOWAS one single benefit a Ghana yanya. Catch me. When you still your research upon one single benefit a yanya as of mine from ECOWAS. Tell me.
You trade among yourselves.
Among which
you have open borders, right? Among the member states. You are open borders.
You are laughing at us, oh.
What's it?
You are laughing at ECOWAS.
No, I'm just asking you some of the
things. You don't have open borders. And immigration for the border, I know you're doing. Custom for what you're doing. Tell me. Oh, Ivory Coast, you need documentation before you enter. Togo, sir, to Nigeria. Yantiha, and no matter to Nigeria for shop more Accra, Sekha.
Yeah.
So what is the use of ECOWAS? Catch me. One single one. Bakupe, we don't have.
Jeba with the econo.
Daben. We are a group of embarrassing old men. 15 countries are forming ECOWAS. No? 11 are you cool. We 15 now. 11 cool as you. Not one. The least cool country will be a 2. Do one now 5. And here Niger. From 1960, Omunya found a few France on Omaye coup back we can 5. Ghana haya 4. Me see the list a 2. Uyi Cape Verde, uyi Togo, Guinea Conakry. Na uyi Senegal cry hoso Senegal cry, so there will be problem there. Na soldier for momo travel back mudi display safe match no. A travel back mu use the display safe match. And on mudi ko I Guinea, Niger. Monkwe, Omo Tremo. You see, ECOWAS is not thinking. If you look at where Nigeria is positioned, the borders, but Nigeria, a war, every Nigeria called Guinea from Sokoto, 6 hours. From the northern part of Nigeria, we share borders with Guinea. The northern part of Nigeria, Asumdwe ni ho. No na Boko Haram ni Nazi for all the insurgency groups at war. Then already normal declare support for Niger. That area. Therefore, only Chad, a share border, only Sudan, a share border, only Mali, share border, only Burkina Faso, share border. All these countries are declaring support for
Mali.
Niger. Only ne kwakokun. Nyansa be na mo. Do you have sense? Mo nyansa. You don't even have a standing army. You said you are mobilizing to go. Yes, a democracy in the past, more interventions. Nigeria, more be. Liberia, more intervention. Sierra Leone, more intervention. Ivory Coast, more intervention. Do you get it? But that is not enough. The example to show Mali, they are feli. Ma feli or Burkina Faso. So why Niger? Guinea Day, Ade na Niger, they are so interested in Niger. Why are they interested in Niger? ECOWAS has forgotten one thing. You are going to restore democracy. And to soldier phone call restore Bazoum. So when we restore Bazoum, will ECOWAS military protect Bazoum throughout the reign? Soldier for now, protect or minor territories, more minor bambon, and not to Bazoum. And to say ECOWAS, who could reinstate Bazoum, can you give him protection? And now, Ube Gusoja Jumane Wohono, now why recruit new people? How will you do it? Muntimendri. Now, I Junta Nankasa, military Junta Nankasa, what are they going to do? Say, in the case of Mutimi reinstate Bazoum, so Janina or dear Kuno, Muzuaye Kuno, or Monesi Waye Ku, because me the Miwuni say Ku. Because Bible cry Efwaso 27 verses in the Bible. Esi edua enswa bapano yentwangu bisaso for no edua na enswa bapano yentwangu Bible ne kaye. It is a Bazoum or na mfaso ni so fast. You know. Unfortunately how you need soldiers. Na biye ya be pay omo bo galamsey pit mo ban omo wofufuo ministers fie ehoro cars. One year lucky I go to know their Jew girl. And no any waha. And ye faith no. But then said ECOWAS I na so kohonuma. You must think about the interests of the people. And dear ne diku yaba. Why is ECOWAS not answering that question? Now who call crown negotiation table? What is ECOWAS request? Modiban yeden. What is that demand? So we are going to reinstate a sovereign nation on requesting for help. Guinea, Niger did not request ECOWAS support. Demanding
and that is Article 51 of the
UN. So what
Charter.
are you going there to do? The people are capable. Manage your affairs. Allow them until no my request is so. But be a year do it there. ECOWAS no me. They've not done that. What are you going there to do? Say no personal interest, and no parochial interest. Then if you think about the people in Niger,
Kessben 92.9FM.
so Bazoum is just an individual. And this is Bazoum beko na sumundebe bawo I Nigeria. Why wouldn't you advocate for Bazoum to go? Rather no, you are taking instruction from US, any France. Why are you doing that? And then my France, America form a Santo Kwano. Allow them to come and fight. Allow my France and find the soldiers and made the day. Also, my question is Nigeria for embassy or Niger. They've set it ablaze. They've burnt it to ground. Because the people can't continue, they can't contain that bravado of Tinubu. Tinubu, baby, what do you want to set Africa ablaze? And you can sanko for ye benyan komuni nam anymore. All of them should go. Wasala ye can last and Wataran su kabi. Ouattara says he is supporting with 800 soldiers. Who cry was a constitutional be dictator was one you wo. Ouattara Kubi. That is the problem I war. People cannot look them and tell them in the face. Oman your master momo mundio mufiasem. And two wada. Nia asi agana haman for ye ku nen yesi and siniza. A man for my men my bo more ma because of 50,000 then. 50,000 cedis. And then obi dime we over $1 million. How much were people keeping in their homes that rolling city ye ku? Tata brewer ya jane ne brewer and na be ABC no. Achimota ABC. A private person there. Tata brewer sian. And they are assassin fear. Those that they say you cannot even own more than one house. And then a man for see fleet of chain homes in Asifo. And you may see ne a BC Sabred and Lanka ye cool. Near Sydney at track cool level. And near my maku back or my mono near Sissy or Ghana hand secretary to a secretary. Net minya over $100,000 plus. When you fear and unaccounted or nima amount to put. Si cut me that when you fear now you're funny normal. A bin si da. Very well, bit me ton a bank company at 20 PDS. Ya 20 messing neck. In South Bianco police station. You know Biashi. These things are the things that brings a back coup. Or my Japadie. Ne ya fa Ajapadie ye kotonedi. These things bring coup. No ako ECOWAS ako procure. The same ECOWAS ako procure judgment. Edibe ye wagadri. Ewo man we afa ye now. Ye nyina ni ye ma ye wo mo ye. Ye yo no ba ku fafa onamo ano so wiska. Ne ma be so ya ba kecha wo ma so papa mobra. O papa be wiaye. Your parents came to loot this country dry. They came to rape this country. Oni ba be nya be kecha wo ba so o papa mobra. Ye ka bra boy nye na wo wi aban sika. The no, you see, it must change. For me, it is a wake-up call to ECOWAS. It is a wake-up call to the leaders.
It looks as if within the sub-region, no, country, no citizens, no, and support it. Because if you listen to the commentaries in Ghana, people are already even warning President Akufo-Addo. Say, my name for your soldiers in Kobe.
Where are they? Yes, soldiers, soldiers are more guarding bank zika. Any ediko war. Soldiers are more pickups way more. Any ediko war. More coconto qua. Now, a man for now shall see who they are telling you, sir, who pistol and calm. Who raffle now with AK-47 or 2 or 2 one video no.
That be one.
Or too good. Or 2 or fap I pump action. No, that shall not know what 12 no ye bullet in at all. Fat AK-47. No, they say no what 2. No, yeah, fat person. So that's a person mama among way. More. Gallant soldiers. Momunya no mungadi your banks sikanema your penisa. They should allow them to protect the banks at least they see $2 billion.
Thank you. By member citizens, citizens are meeting for 10 minutes now. Yeah.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
See, I always say that the use of the ECOWAS leaders should be full and not less. They should ensure that their use is full and not less. Because Ghana, Onchebia, we were begging ambassadors and high commissioners for $3 billion. Do you know how much it's going to cost ECOWAS to go to war in Niger?
They are going to restore peace, right?
So, but baby, I call restore peace, and they are beating war drums. Burkina, Guinea, and Mali are saying there, any attempt to do anything there, it means ECOWAS has declared war on them.
They have already declared.
So what are you saying? Ghana, your soldiers, they are about what, 16,000. Say 10% is about 1,600. Why would Ghana amass about 1,600 to this? You may one way. About the Ghana, your war. Liberia soldiers is about 2,000. 10% is about just 200. Sierra Leone is same, about 6,000. 10% 600. Gambia 45,000. 10% 4,500. If you come in Abuma, you are going to meet just Niger that has over 33,000. Just army. One special forces in Bay. One unit, one line unity, one Bay. Ghana ya armored cars, or about 2 pay. 2. Inti say the Korokwa, ya the Bafai. By the time we go, na Burkina, we see Munda Wabagana. No, I can one armored car. Mr. Speaker, probably we have not looked at the and I am one there, Niti Wool, the way he talks as if me and what he's sitting on. I mean, they should give us a break. You see, I always say that Ghana, we don't even have anti-tanks. We don't have. And you are going to deal with people who have a lot of it. So, and ask them, do they even understand the security terrain in the sub-region themselves? As ECOWAS leaders, do they even understand the terrain? Or in Nigeria, well, even your north, you can't deal with Boko Haram. The jihadist movement all around, do they understand the security issues within the sub-region themselves? Where would it be their base? No, I think the and you see, per international law, if the country is not fighting you, how do you go there?
Wait for
you go to Shawado. Based on what? Niger has not declared war on any other country.
Yeah.
So based on what are you going there?
It is their internal matters.
And if you are sitting down for people to use institutional coup, Obi Abetinado, just Cote d'Ivoire, Ababas said the constitution of his own country for him to run more terms when it is against your own ECOWAS charter. What's war? So for me, it shows unprincipled leaders. They don't have principles. Because based on what principle are you going into Niger? When you've watched on for over 36 years. Based on what? I think that even if you look at the bigger AU, genocide was in Rwanda. What did they do about it? What did they do about it? If there is genocide in Niger, then they can say, well, they are going to restore something. But there's not. The citizens of Niger, have they listened to them? Waiting, the citizens. One of my waiting. Until they do not have any reason. Niger when you walk. And more again, our defense minister of defense, also the bodyguards or chief security chiefs in there, they should be loyal because about 3 bodyguards went to war presidents, so they should remain loyal. Mr. Speaker, so do you think there will be any disloyalty? Kofi, when you are to him, how you are messing up their countries.
Yeah.
You are messing up. And they should be careful they don't send soldiers who will turn against them. Because soldiers here are more send one to war. Some of them, they are in the hardships with all of us. And the soldiers want to petrol. Soldiers want to petrol. Soldiers haven't received haircuts in this country. Soldiers are what or bonds. They've received haircuts left, right, center. All the hardships that are going on around, don't soldiers go through it? So they should be careful they don't turn around against them. Yes, Rawan. We are not interested in this so-called war, They should use better means of doing this discussion. Unfortunately, they themselves are not credible enough to go and negotiate. Because based on what? And one day, yes, probably they might be using countries, but you see, somebody like Tinubu, near election, the way it can okwe, nesi sawa baba ye ECOWAS chairman, and is beating war drums. No better way ma won kra be nebufu. So for me, I think they need. Well, they can take their decision, but they need to meet the people, representatives, and we want to hear what the parliament will say.
Okay.
And we would also deal with the Ghana parliament if they decide otherwise.
Maminti Ben da yanko. Ben, maminti yanko.
Minya akasa. Na I think that as Africans, we always think, and sometimes because of Western consciousness and our exposure to the West, we think that democracy is the best form of governance. Sometimes misleading because, as I say, we are saying most of the very advanced and in terms of these days improvement in their economies and less poverty, most of them are not even democratic states. We take the likes of Arabs here, as I say, Abro Musua or Mutimisha Makra, this can be a bit high. They are not democratic. They also have their system of government. West might be democratic and a common because of also their culture and their system of government. I think that, Africa, Mr. Speaker, democracy should not be the only and sole system of government. Might be also in the context. Now, the